I'm back in Florida, near Northport, where Crazy Connie, John Crook, during his deposition, said Crazy Connie, where LIEnette and Crook did just as much, if not more, damage to individuals in Northport. Here's the pattern. They go live somewhere, they defame people, they run away. They go live somewhere, they defame people, they run away. Let's listen to what Crazy Connie has to say about Crook and LIEnette and realize there's a pattern. Defamation, the extorting of a child for fundraising, and the list could probably go on and on. You be the judge, because a judge is going to see this.
You lived in Northport, Florida before coming to Otter Creek, right?
My life's not important in Northport.
You and Miss Preston lived in Northport, Florida before coming to Otter Creek, correct?
I live in Northport, yeah.
Megan Fox, a very professional investigative journalist, is setting the stage for contacting individuals in Northport for information about Crook and LIEnette to see a pattern. What was their life like there before they, stalked us here?
Okay. Did you ever have DCF contact you or Miss Preston while you lived in Northport, Florida? Are you talking to somebody?
No, I'm thinking out loud.
Thinking out loud, yet there's no words coming out of his mouth. I think that tells us exactly what's in his brain. Let's see that one more time. And yeah, we all know he's mouthing words to LIEnette.
Are you talking to somebody?
No, I'm thinking out loud.
Okay.
Was DCF ever over at my Northport house? Yeah, we had to take possession of, or Michelle took possession of her grandchildren.
There's plenty of evidence that DCF has been involved, or CPS involved, everywhere LIEnette has actually lived, including Germany of all places. And how do we know this? Because LIEnette posted everywhere spewing her garbage. Maybe that's why her teeth abandoned her mouth. They got so tired of all the garbage being spewed out and all of the lies.
All right, that's a yes to the question. So do you know someone named Samantha Wilson from Northport, Florida?
Samantha Wilson? Hell no.
Do you know Catherine Wilson in Northport, Florida?
No.
Do you know Connie Bruni in Northport, Florida?
Crazy Connie? Yeah, I do.
Is she a truthful person?
Nope.
She lied to you?
She's so mad at me, I had her thrown off the Republican. She was the top Republican volunteer, and because of her corruption, we caught her and we got her thrown off. She don't like me.
In retaliation,
she don't like me.
I've yet to find one person that likes him. Now, there was that jail friend that was going to do all the electric work for them.
Okay, in retaliation for that, she called DCF?
Yep.
Good morning, this is Connie.
Connie, hi, it's Megan Fox. How are you?
I'm okay. Interesting story.
I've actually been wondering, so do you know what I'm talking about? Are you familiar with these people?
Yes.
Oh, I found you. I can't believe it. This is so great. First off, I just want to say I'm sorry. It sounds like what happened there was not good for you. So
Actually, it was fine for me. He's telling the story backwards.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me. Well, why don't you just, go ahead and tell me whatever you want to tell me. I just want to listen.
4 years ago, I believe. And it's interesting because I was cleaning out my computer and I came across the cease and desist letter that I sent them. I actually sent them a cease and desist letter, not vice versa.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Is that something you'd be willing to share with me?
I got to find it again. I don't see why not. I mean, I sent it. It is what it is. And I did send it. Do they still have their child?
Yes. And it's not good. I do know what
Okay.
happened to them after they left Northport. Do you know about where they're at?
I do
and what's
not.
going-
No, I don't know anything.
Well, let me
I
fill
just
you
knew
in a
that
little
they had
bit.
left.
I'm going to give you a rabbit hole to go down. So there is a YouTube channel, a very large YouTube channel called What the Hales. And it's run by a man named Jeremy Hales with his girlfriend George, and they are treasure hunters and they buy storage units. And he's very successful on YouTube. They have like 700,000 subscribers. He does a lot of philanthropy. He does a lot of giveaways. At Christmas, he moved to Otter Creek, Florida, and that's in Levy County. And apparently, his take on it is LIEnette was a super fan of his. She found out that they moved to Otter Creek, and then she stalked them there. She found a piece of property right across the street from where his property is, and she and John packed up from Northport and moved there and started trying to grift on his
Oh, surprise, surprise.
Mm-hmm. And he's suing her now. It's a huge deal. They're in federal court, and she sued him back in state court. A couple of lawsuits. It's crazy. There's three ongoing lawsuits.
This is always was my fear when they were here, and I think that's really why they left.
Really,
because they were getting exposed. Yes.
So
yeah. They were using the child to raise money. Everybody was supposed to feel sorry because they had this special needs child that they adopted. It's not their child. Facebook page called Northport City Concerns, and they were on there a lot. I was on the outside of it, and I never understood what was going on other than I said something on some channel, probably on a Facebook post, and the next thing you know, this LIEnette and John were defaming me, and absolutely said that I said something about their child, and it was 100% false.
Wow.
It was 100%. So I did send them a cease and desist letter.
Now we have proof of another defamation issue and another cease and desist. But that wasn't Connie's first concern, was it? What was Connie's first concern? Her first question to Megan was, do they still have that child? Do you understand that we are not the only people concerned for the health and the safety of this child? That even individuals in Northport, before they stalked us to Otter Creek, before they were being exposed, before they tried to grift and harass and defame us, there are people that actually care about this child. Not trying to sweep it under the rug, not trying to say, oh, how great LIEnette, how great Crook are, trying to grift off them as well on the other side. No, there are people that actually truly care for the well-being of this child, Connie being one of the first.
I certainly did see John face to face. It was during an election, a primary election in 2020, and he and others, there might even be pictures if I could find them, they're drunks. John is for sure. I mean, I'm talking, we would get to the voting place at 5:45 in the morning to set up a tent, and they had a rival tent, which is fine. That's free speech. It's perfectly allowed. But these guys would be drunk at 5:45 in the morning.
Connie doesn't seem so crazy anymore, does she? Crook calling her crazy, and yet at 5:45 in the morning at a campaign tent. By the way, we also have the whole pattern of politics. Remember who's put up signs against Russ the Sus? Mary and Attorney Warm and Stewart. Oh, yes, that's right. Them. No, Connie isn't crazy. Connie's courageous. And you're about to see how bold and fierce and courageous she is. She don't put up with this crap. Nobody should have to from these horrific, insane, mentally unhinged individuals.
When I grew up, I was told by Joe that the county came and asked him to take the sign from, or towed the car. Those were the two things that you asked him to do. He decided to take the signs down to protect your property.
So Joe Justice made this decision.
No, the county. You're not listening.
Listen.
Okay?
Well,
You have to here. Mathematically, you got two and one. Use them proportionally.
I'm
Shut up.
trying.
I'm talking.
Hold on, you guys. Wait,
I
wait.
said shush. I'm talking.
Stop.
I said
You guys, stop.
Shush.
Stop.
Dare tell
You
me.
guys,
I'll tell you. Neither
listen.
you, nor
Hello.
Jack Brill,
Hello.
nor
You guys
anyone
have
else
voters
will
standing
ever
here watching
take
you
my
right now. Could we
voice.
stop?
You will take
Could we
my
stop?
life first, Chris.
Hello.
And
We have
don't you ever
voters
give me the
watching.
finger.
Can we stop? You guys.
LIEnette has said that John has a drinking problem. She said it over and over again. So she said it to police on certain calls, 911 calls, all kinds of things. So yeah, she's
Well,
confirmed
that's
that.
consistent.
Mm-hmm.
That's consistent with what I observed, but I don't know that I ever met her or even saw her, which is interesting. But they both came at me, and I just wasn't going to put up with it. So I sent them a cease and desist letter. And it's interesting because literally within the last week, I think I was looking for a recipe. This is going to sound crazy. I was looking for a recipe. I came across that document. I was like, oh, that's a long time ago. And now you're calling. But they've obviously continued their ways. And it is possible. When you say turtle rescue, that sounds familiar to what she was trying to suggest she was doing here. Or getting ready to move and go do something, or they needed money to buy a trailer. Sorry, you didn't accuse me of abusing her child because I never met the child that I recall. But I certainly, I had said something like they shouldn't have her or whatever. And well, the truth is they probably shouldn't have her, in my own personal opinion. Because when you're using a child like that for grifting, it's wrong. Period.
Right.
Period. And I don't understand why the courts aren't protecting this child. I don't understand that. Why are they protecting these two obviously seriously mentally ill people who should not have a child of this nature?
We don't know either. We've been asking the same question over and over again. When did you learn about that? What did you hear? How did you hear about the child in the first place? And because one of the first things,
Southport City Concerns, because I'd see John posting and I'm like, who's this guy? He's nuts. Oh, he's this, he's that. Then she tells me about this LIEnette and I'm like, wow, that's really scary. Yeah, it was. It was on Facebook.
wow.
Yeah.
And so the reason your name came up was because John Cook's deposition was posted on Jeremy's channel, the video, and he was asked about the time in Northport and were there CPS calls when they were there, and he had to admit that yes, there were, and it was and it was neighbors and it was but of course he had an explanation for everyone. Well, that person hated me because of this, and then your name came up somehow. I don't know if it was in relation to the CPS calls. He might have said, I think maybe it was Crazy Connie. That's what he said. We call her Crazy Connie. So maybe he thought you made a call.
No, and I did not.
But then he claimed to have run you out of your career or whatever. And then when I found you on Facebook, I'm like, well, she sure looks like she's still active in the city. So
it's hysterical. It didn't run me anywhere.
Oh, this story has gotten so out of control.
Complete and utter lie. I would love to see the deposition because again,
I'll send you everything.
Cease and desist because this man is lying in court. I would testify to the fact that he lied. Did he run you out of Northport? No. Here's the facts. The facts don't lie. It's all documented where I live. This does not surprise me. This was a massive concern. And I think everyone was relieved when they left Northport.
Wow.
But that there's always that lingering thing of, oh my gosh, they have this child, and I don't understand why the court is not protecting her. This sounds like, I'm not surprised. You're not shocking me at all. It always made me question, and this is even worse, this concept that this child, it's so typical of John, though, to give you the exact opposite story. It's like if somebody typed the sky is blue, he would say, no, it's brown. No, it's just contrary just for the sake of being contrary. Ridiculous.
Right. Right.
If this does ever go to court, I could certainly testify. I just tell that his statement in his deposition is 100% false. Saddest part, I really don't. They're adults. This is not going to sound nice, but they're adults. What they do to mess up their own life is none of my stinking business, to be very honest. But where they have involved this child, I was adopted at birth, and it makes me sick. That's where the focus should be, is on this child. And I don't understand why they're not protecting her. It's awful.
There's a recording of her that just came out yesterday of plotting to sue him so she could get his money to pay off her new, or to build her house.
Oh, that sounds like, that sounds just like her. The kinds of, if I just do this, then I can get this and I can have that. And they live in some sort of scary fantasy world.
Yeah.
They're grifters. But really, your word when you said grifting is 100% correct. But I do question, how in the world did they adopt this child?
And is there anything that we've talked about today that you would consider off the record?
No.
All right, great. You're awesome, Connie. I looked at your Facebook page.
I'm the crazy Connie.
Crazy. Crazy Connie.
No,
you should add that to your bio.
There's nothing here that is, I haven't done anything wrong. They have. And this concerns me greatly. If he invoked my name, he brought me into this.
Helping me stop him and get a case against him is going to be the greatest thing on earth for me. I want to sue him, and I hope to God he settles out of court and gives me enough to finish my house, pay off my stuff, and get my ex-husband living somewhere else. Amen to all of that. Period.
We truly see multiple things here. Number one, Megan Fox is an investigative journalist, and she does an incredible job. She tracked down the information. She tracked down Connie and got the truth. Number two, Crook doesn't know how to tell the truth. He literally flips the story. What happened to him is what he says he did to others. How crazy is that? Absolutely insane. Number three, LIEnette doesn't even want Crook with her. She wants me to pay to have him removed. She's made a public post on that. This is insanity. And it's cost me now $230,000 out of my pocket, things that could have been helping other individuals, communities. If you want to help us, our Whatnot auctions are the greatest way to do that. We sell everything we find, and we sell it directly to you, and all that money goes to fund the legal fight, to save a child, to save our own lives, to save a community, to save these animals. I'll put a pinned comment in the description for our Whatnot auctions, and you can join us tonight, 7 o'clock. Hope to see you there.